Hell Adventurers, this is John, your Dungeon Master. Just wanting to take you through a quick little sub 5 minute recap of all the awesomeness of our previous campaign, The Edge of Oblivion. When we pick up again next week, we'll be on session 12 of this campaign. But before Edge of Oblivion, we had our previous campaign that took place in Iapeg, and that one had, I think, 19 sessions. So we'll be heading into, I believe, session 31, if you can believe it, of this sort of epic story you guys have helped me tell. So let's dive right in. I want to re-jog your memory about a few things and hopefully get everyone pumped up to play next week. So we'll start by talking about the previous campaign. We had an awesome group of adventurers who, were sent to the pirate city of Iapeg in order to establish a more heroic presence with the Adventurers Guild. The city of Iapeg, as you all know, is a city of thieves and scoundrels and pirates and mercenaries. And yes, they have a pirate king and a pirate council, but the politics are very dangerous and unpredictable and backstabby. And you all were really instrumental in bringing a degree of heroism to the city. You ended up owning your own tavern. You slew an ancient Yanti demigod named Apep. You became friends and allies with Tom Escar, the Pirate King, and helped end a were-rat threat to the city. And you actually made allies, with a being known as the Master, or M, an ancient aboleth of some type that had taken on a completely different form. And you met a really powerful antagonist by the name of Seojan, a pirate himself of great ferocity. And you had a lot of battles and a lot of interesting twists and turns, even among the party. But eventually, you ended up going on a quest to establish the new Pirate King, and there was some betrayal from members of the party to Blue, and you ended up taking 18 months apart in these campaigns with your characters. And when you returned to the city of Iapeg after that 18 months, things had really changed. M now ruled the city through Shakur, former character of Cody's, who kind of always thought of himself as being the true king. But he's ruling Iapeg with a bit of an iron fist, and even the soldiers of Iapeg have been enchanted with powerful magic thanks to him. You saved the life of a young were-rat named Sylvie, who would go on to lead the were-rats after you saved her. You guys had all kinds of crazy stuff happen. Blue and Hope finally got together, and when we left off, she was pregnant with his child. Momoto, you finally had your first confrontation with your mortal enemy. We had Venick bring back Numlock in the form of a flesh golem. And we had Tuzo find his cousin Lee entrapped underneath the city in a place called Arda's Tomb. Blue, you had to make some pretty important decisions regarding how to take the city back from him, and you ended up making a deal with Titivolus, a prince of hell, who gave you demons, or devils, to use in the battle against him, a battle which you all ultimately won, using many allies, Captain Ahab, Sylvie and her were-rats, your allies that you had formed from the Adventurers Guild, and of course Swirl, the major domo of the Pirate King. A lot of people, a lot of cool stuff. You ended up assaulting I believe it was the Bridge District, which was where most of the money in Iapeg is. It's the seat of government. And after a pretty ferocious battle, you were able to take that part of the city back and get to the Pirate King's Manor and have a final showdown with him, who of course was being guarded by your former allies. You had King Shakur and sorry, I had to pause for a work call. You had Grimmer, you had M, you had also a Death Knight named Sir Clegane, which you guys had dealt with the Death Knights before from Hylar, a pretty nasty group that's starting to make their presence known in the area. And there was a really ferocious battle with Shakur, and at the end of that battle, Grimmer actually joined the fight as a dragon and helped end the threat from his former friend, who he felt had been corrupted by M. M used his power to slay Grimmer, and after that, you fought him himself, and that was a very difficult battle. You ended up getting help from none other than Nicopriz, the ancient drunken master, who was able to put M on his heels. And M retaliated, now in his true form, by flinging Nicopriz into a black hole of sorts, and you lost contact with him after that. You then fought M in a weakened form, but that didn't seem to stop him from summoning all this nasty tentacle shit and having a pretty epic battle. But once he was defeated, Swirl appeared and was able to declare Blue the Pirate King, and he was able to take the Sextant of the Seas, and he recommended that he called a council meeting of all the pirate captains, the Council of Eight as they're called. And that is what Blue did at the Ciudadela. He called forward all the pirate council and even named Nicopriz as a member of the council, though he seems to be so far away the Sextant is having trouble bringing him to the city again. But the council agreed that whatever threat was approaching must be dealt with, and that the secret to dealing with that threat lay below the city in Artist's Tomb, an item called the Archon. And when you looked at the threat that was approaching, it rates up there high on the threat chart. It's a Tarask, and it's approaching Iapeg at a pretty astonishing speed. On the Nemesis, you guys got to witness Klein propose to Nellie and got married on the deck by Blue. Cherry kind of stomped off in a bit of an emotional hurry after losing Chance on a mission with the guild earlier. She was in a pretty rough spot. Back at the DP Tavern, you have your cook Boar. You had Lee, who had returned, saying that some wandering sorcerer named Shavan had released him from his prison beneath the city, which the magic around the city is really messed up because of what M was doing with the Sextant. And then Fizbin the Fabulous, one of the leaders and founders of the Adventurers Guild, actually astrally projected his form to the tavern from Iapeg, from Lirith, and wanted to know what you all were going to do to stop this threat. And so that's where we left off, that you guys were all headed down into Artist's Tomb beneath the city to find the item known as the Archon in order to deal with the upcoming doom which approaches. So I've obviously not done a great job of capturing all the details, but hopefully this gives you guys a little bit of a recap and something that you can be thinking about for next Tuesday. Can't wait to play, guys.